Good morning, my neighbors! Hey, fuck you! Yes! Yes! Fuck you, too!
I want to find out what the definition of trillium is. What the fuck is trillium? I'm concerned you haven't passed a resolution regarding the flare-up in the Middle East. I'm concerned about the drug violence in South America, the constant influx of migrants coming up from South America.
What's up, dirty dog?
Drug violence. I'm concerned about the new normal, the excise tax on legal marijuana.
Tag weeders.
I'm concerned about the gentleman who's known as the Great Intervener. I'm concerned about Dixie plates and Dixie cups. I'm concerned about not eliminating styrofoam, and I'm concerned about the elimination of the franchise tax board, and I'm also concerned about that emoji. I never forgot. We should do away with that emoji. I thought that was a something.
Thank you.
That's pretty stupid.
What's wrong with the emojis? It's great to see everybody. It is fantastic to see you all, guys. Happy Tuesday morning. I figured I'd hop on here a little early just to make sure. Still recovering from all that madness from yesterday. What's up, Terry? Good morning. What's up, Shape? What's up, Medic? Matt? Wardies? Crazy Cheech? BJ? Air Force? Blessing? It's great to see you guys. Hi, Jeremiah, CV, Matthew, Matt Simmons, or Simon, sorry. Jersey Girl, Tesla Fi. It's great to see you guys. Yeah, it was wild, right? Yesterday was wild, man. That DEI sound guy is awesome. But remember, guys, they're going to be back. They're reconvening on the 8th. So we should see. We'll be live for the 8th, too. I'm gonna be live for that. I can't miss it. It's just too good. Hi, Kat. Good morning to you, Kat. It's good to see ya. What's up, Shacky? What up, Brian, Turtle, Jamie, Randy? Thank you again, Turtle, for the donation yesterday. What's up, Allison? How are you? Thank you for the donation yesterday, Allison. Appreciate you. Chris, it's good to see you as well. What's up, Wise Guy? Yes, we're here. We're early. They're still on blue screen. I'm just surprised they're even fucking working today. It's going to be so much more tame. Now, I want to ask you guys, I know there's not too many in the chat room just yet. It's still early. Everybody's hopping in. Really quickly, I want to vote in the chat room. With an L for LA or a D for Dalton, which one do you find more exciting? Which one? L or D? LA or Dalton? Los Angeles or Dalton? I think Dalton's more. Oh, look at this. I'm early. They're early. What's going on? And look, he's already going like this. Fuck you. I love it. Come on. What is going on with this mouse?
2024. I'm Paul Krikorian, President of the City Council, and I'd like to bring this meeting to order so we can begin our work. Public comment will be taken today both in person in the council chamber and by teleconference for today's meeting. Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Yes, Mr. President. Bloomfield, De Leon, Harris-Dawson, Hernandez, Hutt, Krikorian, Lee, McOsker, Padilla, Park, Price, Ramens, Rodriguez, Soto-Martinez, Yaroslavsky. 10 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
Very good. First order of business, please.
Approval of the minutes of March 22, 2024.
Councilmember Lee moves. Councilmember Hutt seconds. Next.
Combinatory resolutions for
There
approval.
we go. Good morning,
Councilmember Park moves. Councilmember Padilla seconds. Next.
Mr. President,
Alice?
today is Tuesday
What's
and
up,
it's time
Electric?
for the flag salute.
Very good. Councilmember Rodriguez, would you please be good enough to lead us in
Already
the flag
there,
salute?
Daniel.
Thank
That's
you.
it.
Please face the
Giving
flag.
it to him.
Right hand over your heart.
Not a
Ready
whole
to
lot
go.
of folks there.
I pledge allegiance to the flag.
But, you
of
know,
the
they make it
United
as
States
difficult
of
so that way you
America
don't know if
and
they're
to the
even going to
republic
be
for
working
which
or
it
not.
stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Monocal's back.
Thank you. Spindler and Greenspan, put that flag down. Do not raise it again or you'll be expelled from this meeting. You know that it's a violation of our rules. It's the one and only warning you'll get or you're out. And for those of us who are visiting for the first time, there will be no disruptions to this meeting. Pursuant to Rule 12, disruptions of the meeting include holding up signs and banners that are larger than a piece of notebook paper. So,
so now it's a
there will
specific
be
size.
Zero tolerance, Spindler and Greenspan. All right.
And by the way, Mr.
with
Greenspan
that,
is the one who wears the
Mr.
Who
Clerk,
Ate All
let's
the
please run
Pussy
through the
shirt.
agenda.
Yes, Mr. President. Items 1 through 29 are items noticed for public hearing. The Los Angeles Department of Building
already
Safety
started. They ain't
recommends
even
to confirm
started.
the liens for items 2, 5, 6, 8, 9, 11,
No
2,
clapping
17,
either, just like
22,
adult.
23,
You better not
25,
clap.
and 26. The Los Angeles Department of Building and Safety recommends to receive and file the lien for item 1 in as much as the invoice is being rescinded,
That is
and
pretty
to receive
stupid.
and file the liens for items
That's pretty
3, 4,
stupid.
and 18 through 21 in as much as the liens have been paid in full. The Los Angeles Department of Building and Safety also
I had a feeling
recommends
they were
to
gonna
continue
start a
the
little
lien
early.
for item
So it's a
7
good thing
to
I jumped
Wednesday,
on a
May
little
1st,
early.
2024, and to continue the liens for items 10 and 24 for 2 weeks to
Thank
Tuesday,
you,
April
Tessa,
16,
for, the-
2024.
For the retweet.
Items 30 through 37 are items for which public hearings have been held.
The Dixie
The
flag?
Personal
I don't
Audits
know.
and Hiring
Oh,
Committee
I
report
see.
has been submitted for item 37 and posted online to Council File Number 14-1763-S3. Items 38 through 53
What's up,
are
Ricky?
items for which public hearings have not been held.
Hi, Calamity Girl.
A revised
Yeah,
draft ordinance
Allison, like,
dated April 1st, 2024
Jedi
has been
skills
submitted
were
for item
on
53 and uploaded to Council
Hi,
File
Talmish.
Number
Thank you so much for the dono. Happy
24-0114-S2.
Taco Tuesday.
10 votes are required for consideration.
Not gonna have tacos today. I'm gonna have that other
Very good.
USDA
Without
prime
objection,
steak
members,
that
those items
I
are
bought.
now
I don't want to
before
wait
us.
too
Do members
long.
have any items
I
that
don't
you'd
like
like
freezing
to
it
call
and
special?
then unfreezing it. Doesn't taste
I'd like
as
to call
good.
item 43
I like to
special
eat
for
it kinda
purposes
fresh.
of a verbal
Fresh meat.
amendment to change the date
Fresh
from
fish.
May 7th
Fresh
to May
fish.
8th.
Fresh fish.
Is there a
And
second to this motion?
Councilmember Rahman seconds. Thank you.
Was it a Confederate
Councilmember
flag?
Hernandez.
Thank you, Council President.
I didn't
would
even
like
see
to
what he
call
was
items
holding up.
37, 40, and 50 for special for a separate vote, please.
Yeah, I didn't see what he was
Get
holding.
those, Mr. Clerk?
What's up,
Yes, sir.
Scorpius?
Okay,
I'm
very
okay.
good.
How are you?
Councilmember McCosker.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. On item 26, I move that we confirm the lien for the property
Jack.
located at 1652 East
Hi, Aunt Esther.
113th Street. I ask for a second.
Get it, Victor Murphy. That's what it's about.
Councilmember
Get your
Soto
snacks.
Martinez.
Enjoy.
Thank you so much, Council President. I'd like to call item 39 special for a separate vote.
Very good. Thank you. Any other specials, members? Any other specials to my left?
Me? Stop lying. What am I lying about?
Any other specials to my right? Seeing none, Mr. Clerk, what's available now for us to vote on?
I don't know.
Mr. President,
Cat?
the council may now vote on items 30
I don't
through
know where
36.
he's at, man. I wish he was here.
All right, those items are now before us. I see no members
Hopefully he
wishing
just
to be heard.
strolls
so
in
on
one of
those
these
items,
days.
let's open the
We
roll,
just all of a sudden start seeing him again.
close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
I mean, that's kind of how it was with what's his name?
11 ayes.
And for the record, Mr. President, the ordinances for items 35 and 36 will be
Mr.
held
Herman.
over to Tuesday, April 9th,
Allison, thank you so much
2024
for the nice
second
dono. Good
consideration,
morning, Allison.
unless reconsidered with 12 members present.
Very good, thank you.
Tamayo,
item
thank you as
37 was
well.
called
Thank
special
you guys. You guys
for
are
a
awesome.
separate vote. Can we take that item up now?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Do
Thank
any
you so
members
much,
wish to be
Allison. Thank you
heard?
so much, Tamayo.
Seeing none, let's open the roll on item 37.
Tamayo, thank you so much for the others as well. Yesterday.
Close the roll and tabulate
Marinated
the
in
votes.
olive oil, salt, and pepper. Yeah. I
8
use all
ayes,
that.
3 noes.
I use
The item is
garlic
adopted.
salt sometimes
Very
and just
good. Is
regular
there,
pepper. Or I'll
anything
use
else we can
regular
take up
sea
at this
salt
time,
and
Mr. Clerk?
garlic pepper.
Not at this time, Mr.
Sometimes.
President.
All right, very good then. I'd like to turn to Councilmember Hernandez to lead us in our presentation today. Councilmember
Got
Hernandez,
myself
you have
some
the
new
floor.
pans. I really like them too. They have this little design in them, and when you put it on there, the design disappears. When the design's gone, then you know it's hot. It's ready to go. It's at perfect temp. They're nice, non-stick. None of the PTFE or whatever
Right
the
here.
fuck shit is supposed to be on it. None of that on there.
Go around that way. Karen, Gilbert, come on, please join us as well.
What am I going to text you? I don't have your number.
Come on, join us as well.
How am I going to text you if I don't have your number? What am I supposed to be texting about, anyways?
Come on, Karen.
Damon tried to reverse sear
Squeeze in,
it.
squeeze in.
I have to look
Thank you
that
so
one
much.
up.
Thank you,
I don't know
Council
what
President.
reverse
Good
searing
morning,
is.
colleagues. Today,
Getting too
we are
technical.
uplifting April as Second Chance Month and the importance of supporting the safe and successful reentry of millions of people who are returning from incarceration each year. We know that a criminal record can prevent formerly incarcerated people from
Second
obtaining a steady
Chance
job,
Month?
a safe place to live, quality health care, or a chance to go back to school. It often keeps people from acquiring a loan to buy a
Second
home,
Chance Month.
start a
Okay.
business, or build a future. And when we fail to provide the support that's needed to build a path forward, we often leave folks trapped in a cycle of recidivism with no real way out. Los Angeles is a city of second chances, of fresh starts, and of new possibilities. We believe in the inherent dignity of every person, and during this month, I hope that we can remember that we are each called to honor the dignity by working together
Look at
to
the puppet
forge
back
new
there.
beginnings for those who are
See him
returning
back
home
there? There it
after
is.
incarceration.
See it?
Today, we have several people with us who can personally speak to the power and possibility
Oh,
that a
in
second
there.
chance, a third chance, fourth chance, many chances can provide. These faces and voices represent the gang interventionists helping to reduce violence in Council District 1, our community intervention workers who are preventing harm and violence, who are supporting families when there's harm and violence. And also joining us today is our Deputy Mayor of Community Safety. I'd like to introduce now our Deputy Mayor of Community Safety.
How about speaking to the youth, so the youth don't do what you did, so there's no need for a second chance? How about that?
Thank you, Councilmember, for the invitation to participate today.
Because
but
you're
more
influencing
importantly,
them.
just for your
They look up
lifelong
to you.
commitment,
They look up to their
ensuring that
big
public
uncle,
systems work for everybody.
their big
in the
cousin,
city and county of Los
their
Angeles,
big
and
brother
just your commitment
that
to
did
this
all the
work,
bad shit. They look
as
up
well
to
as
you.
Bringing the
How
visibility
about that?
to so many Angelinos that have been impacted by incarceration in the city of LA. So thank you for your work and your voice. Thank you to everyone who came here today. It is good to see so many familiar faces. And thank you to Council for recognizing this important month and this important issue for Angelinos. For the last 20 years, voters in the state of California have supported initiatives to actually increase public investment
Where's your
in
award?
prevention, intervention, and reentry services. But as a city, we struggle to get those resources to the ground, like many local governments. We know research has shown that individuals who exit the incarceration system
Look at that
without
milk.
support have a 68% to 70% chance of being rearrested in 3 years after their exit from the system. But we also know that when individuals are connected to faith-based and community-based organizations, often led by those members in their community with lived
Convict
experience,
Pride Month.
that likelihood drops below 10%. We also know that organizations like the one standing behind me struggle to get the resources that they need to adequately serve communities. Many times people are coming out of their own pockets to help people get vouchers for motels or to help someone pay the fee to get their license. Again, these are things that people are doing out of the love and commitment to their own community. But we know these organizations are our social safety net. We know that they are the lifeline for people to have second chances. We also know that they're leaders in our community. Many of you should recognize the faces here from last year when many of these same people used their voices to ensure that resources came back into their own neighborhood to serve the communities that they love. I saw them come the first hearing, the second hearing, and I saw that they became civic leaders in their community, advocating for their advocating for their neighbors and their loved ones and their family members. We know that we give spaces for people to
What's
lead.
a reverse
they will.
seer, Calamity
I'm
Girl? I
happy
don't
I'm
know.
joined by Gilbert Johnson and Jason Garcia. They are now the directors of the Mayor's Office of Strategic
Allison's saying I gotta bump
Reentry
it up a
Initiatives.
notch.
One has cycled in and out of state prison for many years. Another who was actually incarcerated as a young person and served over 25 years in state prison.
Thank you again,
now they're
Calamity Girl,
leading the
for the
mayor's
dono
initiatives
and
around
for all the
reentry.
videos,
So when we give people
all the help, I do appreciate it. Makes the food taste
time
so
and
much
space
better.
to lead, they will. And in the first 6 months, I was hard to keep up with both of them. Identifying philanthropic partnerships to create reentry housing, launching an initiative to help increase dollars to help people clear their records,
Well, they are
and being
criminals, not
supportive of many
inherently.
of the
I mean, just as
organizations
soon as they
here.
come through that fence,
So
they're
I'm going to
criminal.
stop because I think the voices behind me are far more important than mine. But want to recognize again
No
the
clapping,
council member
that's it.
as well as the council for recognizing
No
Second
clapping.
Chance
I don't want
Month
you to clap
and
for
what
any
it
of these
means to
folks.
our city and our community. Thank you.
See, no clapping. How come they can clap, but the others can't clap?
Thank you,
Got
Deputy
it.
Mayor, for joining us.
Got it. So
now I'm going to be introducing a
they
set of
deem
speakers
who can clap and who can't.
represent our
Got it.
intervention workers.
Sorry,
we have
my
the
bad.
great honor and privilege that these intervention workers, these advocates, these
Sit first,
organizers
then
work in
cook it.
CD1, do the work in CD1 from
Wait,
the
but
north all
isn't
the
that
way
a
to the
regular
south.
seer?
So I am incredibly honored that they are here to join us today. I'd like now to introduce Jesse Perez with SEA.
No clapping, I said. God damn it. Others can't clap. You shouldn't be able to clap. And that's it.
Hello, everyone.
There'll be 0 claps.
So, second chances. Second chances are essential to all of us, to our community. And
You don't
to
give a
just
shit
all of
about
us
your
for the
community. You give a
betterment
shit
of
about
our
yourself,
people.
bro. Come on. Stop
Just
it now.
a few years ago,
You care about
I
it
was,
now. So
I
you
just
say.
got released from prison, which I spent a long years of my life there.
I bet.
And before that, I was
killed somebody,
stuck on
probably.
the streets, involved
Allegedly.
with gangs and drugs. So
Gangs
upon my
and drugs.
release, no one knew what I was gonna do. You know, when I got out, you know, or even if I was gonna stay out or stay alive. But
So
I knew I
help the
had one
youth.
thing in mind, and that was to take advantage of a second chance.
Thank you, Taylor.
So I reached out to an old organization that I knew, SEA, Soledad Enrichment Action, and they gave me that opportunity. And, you know, I've been doing nothing but taking advantage of that opportunity, doing everything I could to help those kids who were like me when I was at that age. So I am the embodiment and representative of a second chance, what a second chance can do. And I'm not done yet. You know, I want to see what my full potential is.
Oh, they're going to get a frame. They're not white. They're going to get a frame for sure.
Thank you.
I don't see any white folks there in that line.
Thank you, Jesse.
The white
Now
criminal-
I'd like
the
to
white
introduce
criminals
the
weren't
guerrillera
invited today
in
'cause they're
CD1,
white.
Tina Padilla with Community Warriors for Peace.
Good morning. My name is Tina Padilla, and I'm the Executive Director of Community Warriors for Peace. We are a community-based organization in Council District 1. We provide violence intervention
Look
to
at
the
those
community
glasses.
of Northeast Los Angeles. I can remember a time when I had no name, just a number. I was called WA9414. I was not a daughter, a sister, a mother, a wife, or even a grandma. I was a number.
But you put yourself
It was
there.
when I reached the lowest point of my life that I decided to make a change. I was given the opportunity for a second chance. Second chances are opportunities for individuals like myself and my staff to improve their lives, rectify mistakes, and progress in a positive direction. Therefore, when I was offered a second chance in my community to start my community-based organization, it meant that my community believed in our potential to change. Second chances align with the principles of justice and fairness. This is why I'm so thankful for
This is really
Councilmember
low? What do you
Hernandez,
mean, the
her
volume? I can't
staff,
go any
because they
higher.
recognize that people can change and grow and should not be defined solely by their past actions or circumstances. They also believe in our commitment to making positive changes and have helped us take personal responsibility to offer hope, belief, and a second shot at success to shape a better future for one and all. If I and my staff were not afforded the second chance to go back in our community with our lived experience to help others, many would make the same mistakes we did. The cycle would never end. We have been given the chance to reintegrate and contribute positively to those we serve. It is not a smooth surface. It's a treacherous climb full of failures and lessons learned. But when you finally reach the summit, the horizon is bright and beams the light
Did he get
of the
charged
future.
last Friday?
It's never too late to make a change, to take a chance, to
That's
forever
why they
break
were
the
in
cycle
our
of generational curses.
recess.
I strongly encourage you to begin your climb today. Though we can't go back and make a brand new start,
Laguna?
we can start
That's
from
why.
now and make a brand new ending. Thank you.
Hi, Girl Cheese. So that's why they were on recess for a week. Because their buddy, fucking Grady, got fucking in charged
Thank you so
for
much,
21
Tina.
ethics
now I'd
violations.
Like to introduce another
Shout out
person
to
who
you,
has been
Grady.
dedicating himself to his community. And you know, I said that Tina's a guerrillera, these folks are warriors, but the fact is that this work is done with love. They come back every single day because they love their community. They have been shown love, and that is also what it's like.
They really love their
So I'd
community.
like to bring up Tony Gonzalez
They
with Homies
didn't then,
Unidos.
that's for sure. When they trashed it by terrorizing everybody that lives there, hanging outside, making it a danger for
you,
kids
everybody.
to hang
My
outside,
name is
doing
Tony
the graffiti
Gonzalez.
everywhere. How much they didn't love it then? So you're saying they love it now? Just trying to make. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm slow.
Today to City Council 1 and Homies Unidos. Appreciation for the second chance I have now to help the community I once harmed with vandalism and violence. To be able to
vandalism and
to be
violence.
able
At
to
least he
offer a
admits
second
it.
opportunity to others in the community,
Give it up
to
to
help friends and families through their struggles, to help brothers and sisters that were once considered enemies. I can truly say it's a blessing. I conduct homeless outreach to reach homeless individuals impacted by gang violence in the 1st Council District of Los Angeles. We target formerly incarcerated, probation, parole, gang-involved individuals and immigrant youth. We help members of our community with their transition by providing reentry services, youth services, intervention, prevention, supportive services, safe passages, tattoo removal, practice problem solving, providing hygiene kits, food bags, getting them job and document ready, connecting them to various resources and service providers to help with the transition from the streets into a safe work environment. I could not do this with the help of my team and the rest of the team who are out here today, and with the help of Council District 1. We would like to give a special thanks to Ms. Councilwoman Eunice Hernandez for the hard work, dedication, and leadership in our community. We have had the privilege to work alongside of her, and we could say that all the work she does, it comes from the heart. Thank you guys so much.
Oh, just scrolling on Twitter. Just scrolling on Twitter while these people are pouring their hearts out.
Now I would like to invite Will Melendez with Healing Urban Barrios.
Love it.
Healing
Boy,
Urban
is
Barrios
she
Hub
sweating.
does a lot of phenomenal work, both in the middle part of our district, but also
All right,
in the
ladies and
southern
gentlemen,
part of our
time to-
district. And again, it's another example of giving love back to the community through food, through investment in their young people, and even giving diapers. I've been at events where they are in Lincoln Heights, and a young person needs diapers for their baby, and they came to Healing Urban Barrios and asked for them, and they got them. And I think that's a perfect example of community trusting these individuals to deliver, and that they know that they can lean on them. So please, Will, would you share a few words with us?
Good morning, everybody. I want to thank everyone for giving me the chance to speak today. Councilwoman Eunice from City 1. My name is Will Melendez, and I come from an area from Koreatown. Look at everybody right here. We're a product of the second chance. I've been to state prison, and I've been to federal prison. And before I knew that these agencies exist, there's nothing for me out here. Nobody wanted to hire me. Even though I had an education, I went to school for diesel mechanic, and I had good jobs. But after being locked up, nobody wanted to hire me. So every time that I would come back out, I would just go back to the neighborhood and go back inside, go back into prison. There's even times that I just let go. And I say, you know what? Take me back in. There's nothing for me out here. But after coming out of the feds, and I found out about agencies like Healing Urban Barrios, Homies Unidos, Community Words for Peace, there was hope for me. Now I'm able to give back to my community, give that hope to the rest of the people. All the training that we've done through GRID, I've learned to use this instead of this to resolve conflicts between other neighborhoods. In our community, we have stuff that is
He looks like your
it was
ex-boyfriend,
rare.
Terry.
We have different communities working together now out in Koreatown. Not only that, we've had the privilege to bring food and all types of resources to our community. And I want to thank Councilwoman Eunice also for allowing me to bring the car culture out to certain areas in City 1 that you've never seen before. Now you have the lowrider bombs in certain areas. People never seen that before. And I'm proud. I'm proud for everything that you guys do and Councilwoman Eunice does for us too. So thank you.
Thank you, Will. Now I'd like to introduce Alexis Cabrera with Heluna Health, please. Would you share a few words with us?
Morning, everybody. My name is Alexis Cabrera. Growing up as a kid, I was born and raised in CD1. I bear witness to all the violence, all the drugs, the broken homes, the dysfunction in the area. Later on in my adult years, my young adult years, I no longer witnessed it. I became part of the problem. It was rough, you know. Never in my life did I think I was gonna cause so much harm to the community that I grew up in. Later down the road, you know, life had a funny joke for me. Whether it being destiny or God, they gave me a second chance. I never thought I would be in the situation where I am now, where I'm able to give back to the community that I broke. The goal now is just to connect with those families, those broken homes, foster the relationships that we have with those community members in the area. Everyone deserves a second chance, like you mentioned. It might not be a second, it might be a third, it might be a fourth. We all deserve those chances, no matter what we've done in our past. Our past is in our past. Now we look towards the future. I'm grateful for everybody that's here, my colleagues. We're all from the same environment. We're all product of the environment, and we're all here to thrive for the youth, for the community members that do deserve those second chances.
What's up, Jason?
Thank you.
Thank you, Alexis. I'd now like to introduce Adrian Caceres with Paving the Road to Success, a new organization, but not new to this work. The leader has been doing this work for a long time in our district, and very excited for the growth that's happening, because that's creating more opportunities for people to get access to care and services and support.
Well, no, it's a great thing that they're doing. It's just sad they had to go down that path.
First and foremost, I just want to say
it.
thank you guys. Thank you, City Council Hernandez, for basically providing the resources, and thank you for Mr. Lane, right? And I just want to say thank you because even though it's the first time I've met you, I just hear the great work that you guys are putting into our communities, and I just want to say thank you. But I feel like you set up the theme for today, which is when given the opportunity to lead, there's great opportunities that we're able to take these opportunities and run with them, right? So my name is Adrian Caceres. I was born and raised in Koreatown. I'm part of that revolving door of incarcerations, drug addiction, mental health, and trauma. Being homeless, I got to meet Mrs. Valle, which is the CEO for Paving the Road to Success. And many times she would always, at that time, she was a case manager, and she would drive around, do her work around my neighborhood, and they're the devil. I was here, but I was never too eager to participate in these services, because I believe that if people in my own family didn't want to associate with me, if my own family betrayed me, why would I think that a complete stranger would want to interact, let alone go that extra mile to assist me? And in the process, not only did she went the extra mile, but she's the epitome of success. If you're able to give back to your community, sky's the limit. So after she gave me the opportunity, she provided resources. I seen that she was genuine without expecting anything in return. I got to be a part of the summer night lights and various programs. And eventually I was able to grow and blossom. And today I am the board chief administrator for Paving the Road to Success.
No clapping.
And given this opportunity, what we do is we orchestrate a lot of community events where we do toy giveaways, blankets giveaway. There's a lot of things that we're in the process of creating and developing so we could provide for our community. Today, I am a straight A student at UC Berkeley. And that's something that I really take pride, because if given the opportunity, we are able to lead, right? I'm also a certified gang expert through Loyola Marymount, which I just recently finished.
Certified
and
gang expert?
One of my goals is to be able to bring back these resources to my community and empower members from our community so they could have the same trajectory that I have. My next goals are to be able to give back, like I said, bring some of these resources back to my community, and just continue to show that if given the chance, we're able to thrive. And
certified,
Harvard or Yale, I'm on my way.
He's a certified gang. I want to know what a certified gang expert is and does. I mean, I know.
Thank you so much, Adrian.
He's one.
Thank you all for sharing your stories with
What
us.
do they do?
And we would like to present you all with some certificates. As we're doing this, I just want to share that I'm incredibly proud of all of you for all the work that y'all do, for the love that you give your communities, for coming back each day, for throwing down with us when we're doing homelessness outreach, for being a leader, and for continuing to create more leaders so that it's not just one hand at the table, but many hands at the table. I'm incredibly honored that y'all do this work in CD1, and I can't wait to see this work
Councilmember
expanded.
Hernandez?
Yes.
Before you do
Yes.
the presentation, we have a whole bunch of people who would like to speak. So if you would just hang tight for 1 second, I'd like to call on Councilmember Rodriguez, followed by Councilmember Padilla.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Ms. Hernandez, for bringing in this presentation.
How many R's is
I
she
want to
gonna
thank you
roll?
all for your work. You know, this council was instrumental in advancing resources in the last budget to make sure that you were all properly trained on the intervention strategies that would be helpful and more effective in systematizing the work. We need to make sure that it's consistent across the city, and we want to make sure that you guys are resourced with the right tools for being successful in your intervention approaches. And so I want to thank you for the work that you're doing, because it's a very important part of our public safety strategy in the city, and making sure that even in the times when we are approaching very fiscally difficult circumstances, we need to make sure that we are most prudent with these resources, and more importantly, that we are investing in the front end for our youth. That's why the Youth Development Department was a very important endeavor that I wanted to see, to make sure that we could actually start people off on the right path. But Tina, I thought what you said was very beautiful, and I want to thank you for having the strength to share your story, and all of you for sharing your stories, because it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And you all are really exemplifying that there are important opportunities for everyone to find a brighter path forward. But I think it's most important, and I say this all the time with everything that we do.
Better say it with
Prevention is the most cost-effective way for us to have a safer city going forward. And the lessons that you're providing and teaching young people, it's important that we also match that and marry that with the opportunities for them to identify what their brighter path is going forward to begin with, and knowing that they're supported by a city with the number of resources that help meet them where they are. And so I want to thank you all very much for the work that you're doing. It's a very important part of our public safety strategy. But what's most important is making sure that we're effective in the tools that provide you also with the trauma-informed care that we know that many of you in the intervention strategies endure a great deal of trauma, and really kind of re-inflicting that trauma as you're providing those intervention strategies in the work that you do. And that's why the training that we launched last year with BUILD was so incredibly important. I think it's important to sustain that, because while the personal experiences are very important, making sure that everyone is provided the same resources is frankly more important to ensure that we can be most effective in the work that we're doing. But thank you all very much for the work that you do, and thank you, Ms. Hernandez, for this presentation.
Thank you. Councilmember Padilla, followed by Councilmember Soto Martinez.
So I want to begin by thanking you, Councilmember Hernandez, for bringing this and reminding all of us that April is Second Chance Month. Second Chance Month should help all of us know that we all have to play a role in alleviating the atrocities and the disasters that have come with mass incarceration. Individuals, communities, agencies across the country must recognize the importance of reentry and the role in supporting the safe and successful reentry of youth and all of those that are formerly incarcerated. For many, a second chance, as many of you testified, is your first real opportunity to thrive. When your neighborhoods don't give you the good schools, they don't give you the good parks, they don't give you the good things to do when you might come from a family when mom and dad are working all the time, right? So to me, this is something that is very important and personal, given what I have gone through with my own brothers, my cousins, and my neighbors. And it was this understanding, this anger of what I've personally been through with the system, That is why I know it's valuable to provide support and resource to those of you who have been touched by the system to succeed once you're home.
That's right, Sig.
Witnessing firsthand how easily youth and people that I grew up with, especially when we were young, seeing young men, girls growing up in these tough neighborhoods, it's much easier to find family and be influenced and swept up by the gang culture and the violence.
But down-ass
when all
kids.
you know sometimes is violence and bad neighborhoods. Therefore, I like to pride myself that when I came back from college, I saw the need to engage in things related to prevention. I agree that prevention is one of the better spaces to take this on. What I wanted to do was, without ever being paid, it's why I put together the Adelante Hombre Latino Youth Summit in the San Fernando Valley. And I made sure that my college friends, my educated friends, my friends that are thriving in blue-collar jobs recognize that it is also their job, their role, their duty to help alleviate and support those that didn't have the same luck. So, again, today, I want you guys to know that I'm a friend, that I'm an ally, that I know the importance of this, and in the long term, I think it's important that this entire council play a role on the prevention side.
Is that
and
Stacy
also
right
in
there in the
improving
back in
public
the pink
safety
hat?
with community approaches and recognizing the importance of second chances. Because it's not feasible or realistic to continue this narrative of tough on crime and allowing for our state budgets to be sucked up by prisons full of individuals that if they're given the correct resources, they can actually be very productive members of our society. Second chances are key, and I applaud all of those of you who are in the work and taking it on. Thank you again.
It's the generations
Thank you.
before them that influenced them, and
Councilmember
they
Soto
do
Martinez,
now.
followed by
And that's what I
Councilmember
started
Harris-Dawson.
with. You know,
Thank
it's
you,
a
Council
sad
President.
cycle.
I
And all
wanna
that
say thank you so much,
neighborhood
Councilmember
violence
Hernandez,
is
for coming here
within
and
the neighborhood. The
bringing so many
people within
amazing
it
people,
create
and
it.
Deputy Karen Lane also for being part of this presentation. And
Why isn't
for
every
Jesse,
neighborhood
Tina, Tony, William, Alex, and
nasty
Edgar.
and,
I hope you know that we
know,
see
fucked
you, we
up?
see the work that you're doing, but everyone also here that's doing the work every single
Some
day.
can behave, some don't.
And I think this is a perfect example of how it shows that no one is beyond redemption, that we do not throw people away. And every single day, each of you go out into the community and give love, compassion, life skills, and attention to things that perhaps you were not afforded in your own youth. And so I think that shows how you were able to take a very negative experience and turn it into a very positive. And this is a good example of why we should be investing in programs.
Not one
such
rolled
as-
R,
such
by
as
the way,
these.
by Monica.
We know that when we invest in people, people can go on and be a student at Berkeley with straight A's. It's just a beautiful, beautiful example. And I think that a lot of council members here come with that passion, come with that vision. But speaking on a personal note, you know, I was a high school dropout. I was on probation as a juvenile, and it was the attention that many people gave me that put me in a very different direction. And I think there's a lot of us here on this council
You were a
that
fuck
will
up, and
continue
now
to
you're a
fight
fuck up
every
here.
single
Got
day
it.
until every person that lives in this city is treated the same way we would treat our family member.
Wonder our city
and that means
said
to
shit.
never give up on them.
Bunch of
And so
delinquents.
thank you again for all the amazing work and
Self-admitted
just keep it going
delinquents
and
running
sí
our
se puede.
fucking city. And I got something
Thank
for
you.
you guys.
Councilmember Harris-Dawson, followed by Councilmember Price.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, and thank you to all the members who've spoken already. I truly appreciate it, your words, and associate myself with them. I want to continue in the recognition of our colleague, Councilmember Hernandez. I've been on this council 8 years. I don't know that we've ever had a recognition of Second Chance Month in April, so thank you for bringing that forward to the to the Los Angeles City Council, and it's so appropriate that we're here this Monday. You know, those of us from various Christian faith traditions celebrated Easter this weekend. Easter is very much a story about providing the way for folks to have a second chance, because all of us in this room, all of us under the sound of my voice, any human being that you encounter at some point in their life needed somebody to give them a second chance. That is the basis
Sure, we
of
all
our
fuck
equity as human beings. I'm especially proud of you standing
Some of
before
us, our fuck-ups only involve
your
us,
second
though, and not
chance
ruining a
required
whole
you to
community.
stand up and say, I got it wrong the first time. And to do it in public where everybody can see. And that's a big, big deal that not everybody is able to do. And so I'm especially proud and grateful to all of you. You are shining examples of the truth that I try to live by, and I think so many Angelinos try to live by, and that is that no human being is disposable. All of us have potential, and it's gonna take all of us to solve the challenges that we all face. So thank you all so much, and thank you for celebrating Second Chance Month with us.
You know, some things involve just you, and then some things involve an entire community.
Councilmember Price, followed by Councilmember De Leon.
Thank you, Mr. President. First
Start
of all,
off. Oh, there he
Councilwoman
is.
Hernandez, thank you.
Freshly indicted
for
one.
leading the
Freshly
way
charged.
this morning. And
He's been
Deputy
indicted,
Mayor,
now he's
appreciate
been
your
charged.
presence. But most importantly, just appreciate the presence of our heroes and our sheroes. Give yourselves a hand again.
Again, why can they clap and we can't clap?
You know, second chances are so very important, especially in our community, especially now. I had a chance to work with many of you several years ago when we worked on Ban the Box. Again, an effort to try to expand the pool of employment opportunity, not to restrict it. And also it impacts rental housing and credit and all sorts of things. And so, again, just want to say thank you for your efforts, for your ongoing efforts, recognizing the fact that we all have something to give, and second chances do matter.
No
So
clapping in
congratulations.
Chicago
Keep up
either,
the good work.
DJ.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember De Leon, followed by Councilmember McCosker.
Thank you much, Mr. President. I want to congratulate, and I want to...
Whoever is shouting in the audience, be silent.
It's Cecilia again.
Oh.
I just want to all
It's Cecilia again.
the homeboys and homegirls here today, I want to give you a special shout out from the bottom of my heart, because second chances
Thank you,
are great. I actually
Edward
believe
James
in third and fourth
Almost.
chances for our community members, because many of us collectively,
Edward
I just
James
heard
Almost.
what Martinez mentioned a few moments ago, which I think were poignant. Many of us come from communities where there were limited opportunities to succeed. Ms. Padilla just mentioned we have no parks, no open space, we breathe dirty air, we have liquor stores, we don't have supermarkets.
So whose fault
We're
is
always
that?
under the constant threat of eviction notices, and this is way
Fucking
before
white
COVID.
man. Who are the white guys who
We
did it?
have homies and homegirls who have
Fucking
lost
did the
their way
smog.
for many variety of reasons. We have public schools who have not, done us justice as a whole. And we have created pipelines, whether it's Corcoran, whether it's Folsom,
All
whether
the
it's
jails.
Chino, Soledad, Corcoran, or Pelican Bay.
Just said Corcoran twice.
As opposed to Cal State LA or a UCLA or a community college. And that has had a profound impact on who represents in the state prison system as well as the federal system.
Trump's fault?
And who
Oh, for
represents at a four-year university.
Everything's
whether
his
it be a
fault.
Cal
Cancer,
State system, private independent,
potholes,
nonprofit,
smog,
college, like a USC or Stanford or Occidental or Loyola.
Civil War.
Or a UC, like a UCLA or UC Berkeley.
Slavery.
To hear the homeboy say
It's all
that
his
I'm a
fault.
student or I graduated from UC Berkeley, which, by the way, it ebbs and flows. Either it's the number one or number two public university in the United States of America and one of the best on planet Earth. And that, watch out, Yale or Harvard, because here I come, gives me a sense of profound pride, because when we fall and someone picks us up, I love what Marquise Harris Dawson just mentioned, because I can tell you this, as the youngest child of a single immigrant mother with a third grade education and the only one to graduate from high school in my family, being the youngest one in my family with a single mother who we grew up in a basement on 16th Street, near Market Street, near Logan Heights. It was other folks who picked me up. It wasn't because I had the greatest SAT scores. It wasn't great because I had the greatest GPA, because I didn't have neither. It was activists and advocates from the 60s and 70s.
You don't like his haircut,
who
Jack?
promoted affirmative action. I got in through special action. But it was someone who helped me, other folks. And that's why these programs are so important in the recognition of second chances. I want to give a shout out to all the individual organizations that are here today, but especially to SEIA, because I know we work closely together. We're housed together in Lincoln Heights together when it comes to food insecurity.
It's almost a Darth
helping
Vader helmet.
Boys and the homegirls, find a
Even
better,
Darth
more
agrees.
positive, proactive
Looks like his
pathway
helmet.
to finding themselves and who
takes
they
the
are,
whole thing
and
off
all
their
the trauma that we deal with. All the trauma, all the violence that we deal with as a community collectively, and how we take it up to the system, how we come back into the community. But all of you are collective leaders as individual warriors, you know, also imparting wisdom and knowledge and experience, real life experience into the young homies and homettes in our hoods today.
Is that really true,
And that's
Poker?
why
That's
it has a profound impact who you are as pillars of strength and experience in our community. I love it that you all have come together here today, and I love hearing all the commentary from all of our council members, black and brown, here today, who've commented on this issue, and soon to be our colleague here from the 1-5,
Yeah, what did he say there,
McCosker.
homettes?
But you are a source of inspiration and motivation for all of our community members, not
Homettes
just in
and
CD14 or CD1, but throughout the city of LA and throughout the state of California. God bless each and every one of you, and keep doing what you're doing to bring strength and love to our community. Gracias a ustedes. Thank you.
And shout out to the homettes and the down-ass
Thank you.
kids.
Councilmember McCosker, followed by Councilmember Hutt.
I mean, come on now. We're getting on
Councilmember,
46
thank
minutes.
you so much.
And we haven't gone to anything else yet.
Beautiful and
46
fitting
minutes.
Recognition. I have not
We're
been
the
here
only
long
ones
enough
that
to
have
know
been
that this
in
is
46
the
minutes
first time we've done so.
presentation.
But
Are you kidding me?
I hope it becomes an important tradition that we build on. So thank you for that. Deputy Mayor Lane.
Okay, well,
thank
maybe
you so
50,
much for
maybe
the work
maybe 36.
that we've
'cause
done
we
together.
started
I've
10
learned
minutes
so much
early.
from
I
you. It's
forgot.
been a joy, a somber
36
joy,
minutes,
somber
a half
for
hour.
the work we've worked on together, but a
Come on.
joy to work with you. But I want to just say, really briefly and humbly, thank you so much for all you do in your communities. You know better than I that the license to operate that you have in your community is unmatched. There's no one else that can do what you do in the way that you do it. I mean,
Open that ass up
in
and
Watts
lick
is
it.
different than in Wilmington, that's different in Harbor City, that's different in San Pedro in my district. And I learned so much from you, and I'm just so deeply appreciative of the work that you do. So I want to say thank you. Keep up the good work. I know that it's
Hi,
dangerous.
Allie, how are you?
I know that can be
morning.
thankless. But there are people that will never know, that are made safe, that will never know the things that you do in the middle of the night, the calls that you get. And so thank you for that work, and keep it up, and God bless you.
Who's calling them in the middle of the night? What, to bail them out? Shout out to the DEI sound guy. We're just getting half.
Councilwoman Hutt.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Councilwoman Hernandez
What's up, Walter?
and Deputy Mayor Lane, for this acknowledgement. What we know is that in second chances, you are working out of a labor of love, that you have had experience,
How many
and that
times
you are
Jason's
trying
calling
to
in?
teach other people that they can have the experience, but they have a second opportunity, and you're here for it. And that's so important,
Allie.
especially with our youth, to know that there's somebody that has their back. And each and every one of you are sharing that out of love. And I can't tell you how important that is, especially in the 10th District, where Homies Unitas is a constant part of the work that happens there. Thank you for the acknowledgement. I echo all my colleagues, and this should be an annual event so that we acknowledge the good work that you do
She seems
to
drunk.
make our city better. And I think that's why
She
we're
kinda
all
does.
here.
She's slow.
We're all trying to make
Eyes
it
are
better.
little-
But you are the
She
human
faded?
sacrifice that's going out in the streets and talking to people
You bet
and letting them know
25K?
it doesn't have to be like this. We will give you a second chance. And this is so amazing.
I mean, you
so
can't
thank
do
you
anything
for
with the
bringing
points
this
anyways,
to
right? They don't-
light.
There's nothing for me to do.
And thank
What's
you
the
all
point
for
of the
the
goddamn
wonderful
point?
work that you do. Thank you.
I never saw the point of it.
Thank you so much. Councilmember Hernandez.
I guess it's like play money to bet
Again,
with.
thank you so much for joining us for the
Like
work you
playing
do
a
every
virtual
single
slot
day.
machine and
We're
you never
here.
really win?
We're coming into a budget process, so let's stay close to make sure that we can keep getting those resources to you all. Deputy Mayor Karen Lane, thank you so much for joining us, you and your team. I want to shout out Gilbert, who I've been doing work with for a long time, down with Prop 47 and just moving up from there. So thank you. So happy that you're a part of the city family. And just we have some certificates that we want to present to our reps. Here you go. Can I keep getting them? Thank you.
Told you they get frames.
Go. Tina. Thank you. Okay. Tony. Thank you.
Does every gang member get one, and you get one, and you get one.
Can we take a picture, please?
Wonder how much money we waste on these things. How much taxpayer money is it for each and every one of these posters that we give out every single day that they are live? Sometimes it's 20 of them, sometimes it's 2 of them.
We've been together in a lot of space.
I mean, they just gave out, what, 5 right there? It's got to be $200 of our tax dollars, at least. At least. And I think I'm being very generous by saying that's only $200. You think they're saying 5 each? Oh, fuck. Come on. I bet you if we really looked at it, I bet you it's in the 6 figures every year that they spend on this shit to give to people.
Yeah.
I bet.
We go in the back room to do it.
Be willing to bet.
Thank you. Okay,
And it's
so we're gonna
our
go
money.
this way to go to the back.
They certainly aren't coming out of their own pockets. These folks aren't buying it for themselves. You know what I mean?
No, go. I'll follow you. Thank you.
Oh yeah, man. I just I think it's wild. All right.
Oh, we're gonna go right. Oh,
Let me guess. There's still somebody else that we have to honor.
Perfect. Thank you.
Guessing it's these folks there in the suits, these dudes and the one chick.
Okay.
Look at Mike Greenspan with the fucking Santa hat on.
Okay, Mr. Clerk. What can we go to next?
That's fucking Mike Greenspan right
Mr.
now.
President, the council may reconsider items 35 and 36 for consideration of the ordinances with at least 12 members present. 2 votes are required for reconsideration.
All right, those items are now before us. Do any members wish to be heard? Again, Mr. Clerk, the items were 35 and 36?
That is correct, sir.
Members, 35 and 36 are now before us. Do any members wish to be heard?
You can
All right.
offer activity.
Seeing none, let's open the roll.
1,000 points to answer a question. 20. Oh my God.
Okay, there's going to be 2 votes on this. The
So,
first will be on
it's
the
really fictitious shit that you
motion
guys
to
get
reconsider
somehow.
the items.
You're not paying
so
for this shit,
on the
right?
motion to reconsider, let's open the roll.
And
Close the
I guess you get it maybe by a reward as in watching.
Mr. Soto
watch
Martinez
time?
seconds. So on the motion to
1,000
reconsider, let's
points
open
just
the
to
roll.
Ask me a question.
Close the roll and tabulate the votes.
13 ayes.
I'd be doing the same thing you
Items
guys are doing,
35
just
and
gambling the
36 are
shit
now
out of it.
before us. Again, on reconsideration.
So if I put
So
100
again,
grand
let's
on
open the
Jason
roll,
and it wins,
close
does that
the
mean I
roll,
get
and
200
tabulate
grand?
the votes.
13 ayes.
Very good. Next, I'd like
free
to
subs, watch time.
move
Okay,
that the
thank you.
council adopt
Daily
the recommendations of the Los Angeles Department of Building and Safety on
Splits the pot,
agenda
I think, based on
items
percentage.
1 through 26. And Mr. Clerk, if you could please
Just sounds like a
read
whole
in
lot
the
of mumbo
information
jumbo.
necessary on those items.
Yes, sir. The Los Angeles Department of
Hey,
Building
man, where's
Safety
your mask?
recommendations for
I
items
remember you
1
was
through
wearing the mask
26
every
are
day,
as
bro.
follows. To confirm liens for items 5, 6,
You're gonna
8,
get really sick and
9,
die now. You
12
gotta
through
put your mask
17,
back on.
22,
Especially
23,
when you're by yourself like me in
25,
my
and
car.
26. The Los Angeles Department of Building Safety also recommends to receive and file liens for items 1, 2, 3, 4, 18 through 21, and 25.
Gotta be careful, Jamie.
The Department of Building and Safety also recommends to continue item 7 to Wednesday, May 1st, 2024.
He has to, Kat.
Continue items 10 and 24 to April 16, 2024, and to continue item 11 to June 4th, 2024.
All right, so they're extending some time on some other ones. They'll reconvene on those
All right.
matters.
Is there a second, sir?
So I've moved those recommendations. Councilmember Park seconds. And we'll take that up after public comment. Next, on item 53, Mr. De Leon, you had an amendment on item 53?
Before or
Yeah,
after?
the city attorney has.
Do you think we're getting general public comment after
before us.
the general
Do you wanna
comments?
read it?
And the
Or
amendment
before?
reads that I move that item
with, I
53
should say.
on today's council agenda be amended to adopt the revised city attorney
After?
ordinance dated April 1st, 2024,
After?
attached to the
After?
council file in lieu of any prior ordinance.
Ooh, a couple whiffs.
And Councilmember Rodriguez seconds. Thank you.
More afters. Probably
Next, I'd
after.
like to call on Councilmember Hutt. Councilmember Hutt, did you have an amendment for an item?
On item 29.
On item 29?
Oh, no,
Okay.
after.
And does the city attorney have the amendment?
Yes. So
Okay,
the
go ahead
amendment-
and read that into the record, please.
The amendment reads that I move that item number 29 on today's council agenda be amended to adopt the following.
There's nothing
One,
in it.
determine the issuance
Oh, it's a
of a liquor license at 700 LEEF LLC located at 700.
Oh, shit, he got a haircut. He went to Fantastic Sam's.
3070
Shout out to Fantastic Sam's for getting them all snippy.
3086 West 7th Street,
Look
Los
at him.
Angeles, California,
Bro,
will
styled
serve the
and
public
cut.
convenience or necessity and will not tend to create a law enforcement problem. 2. Grant the
Fresh as
application
fuck.
for determination of public convenience or necessity for the
Floaty.
sale of alcoholic beverages for off-site consumption at the above referenced location.
Do you think the bangs
And
are a little
3,
short?
instruct the city clerk to transmit this determination to the State Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control as
What about
required
Jackson
findings
Merrill?
under Business and Professions Code, section 23958.4.
And I'll second that.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
You like him, Ivan?
I don't mean to cut the line. Is there somebody else who wanted to? Okay.
Oh, you're a line cutting motherfucker
All right.
for sure.
Any other
You are a line step.
amendments, members, or announcements before we proceed to public comment?
And if I may, Mr. President, there is a request to send item 37 forthwith.
Without objection, that'll be the order. All right, Mr. Clerk, is there anything else that we can take up at this point?
Not at this time, Mr. President.
All right, then let's go ahead and read in the instructions for public comment. Please,
All right,
Mr.
here we
Clerk,
go,
Mr. City
ladies and
Attorney.
gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. President. As indicated on the agenda, members of the public wishing to offer public comment should call 669-254-5252 and use meeting ID number 160-535-8466 and then press pound. Then press pound again when prompted for a participant ID. Once admitted into the meeting, press star 9 to request to speak. When it is your turn to speak, an automated Zoom voice will ask you to press star 6 to mute. Let me repeat. Call 669-254-5252 and use meeting ID number 160-535-8466 and then press pound. Then press pound again when prompted for a participant ID. Once admitted into the meeting, press star 9 to request to speak. When it is your turn to speak, an automated Zoom voice will ask you to press star 6 to unmute.
To people providing public comment, when it is your turn to speak, either at the podium or on the phone, please state which of the agenda items you would like to speak to. You will have 1 minute per item, up to 3 minutes total for the items open for public comment. We will tell you when your time is up. When speaking on the agenda items, you must be on topic. Our goal is to get through as many speakers as we can. If you are not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you are on topic,
How many times has he read the same
you will
thing
get
over
one
and over?
brief warning from me or the president. At that point, you need to get immediately and clearly on topic. If you do not do so, or if you again stray off topic, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time and we will move on to the next speaker. The items open for public comment are 1 through 29 and 38 through 53. So let me repeat that for everybody here and everybody on the phones. The items open for public comment are 1 through 29 and 38 through 53. Members of the public may also speak for up to 1 minute for general public comment, which will be held concurrently with the open agenda items. During general public comment, members of the public may speak to any of the items or anything else in the city's subject matter jurisdiction. For members of the public calling in, when it is your turn to speak, an automated message from Zoom will prompt you to press star 6 to unmute yourself. If you do not do so, council staff will prompt you once more. At that point, you need to immediately unmute yourself, or unfortunately, you will forfeit
He
your
wants to
speaking
eat.
time and we will have to move on to
Eats
the
at
next
12,
caller.
so he's already hungry.
Finally, because of a brief time delay between the live meeting and the broadcast, 2 things are important. First, while waiting for your turn to speak, please keep an ear to the phone so you know in real time when it is
Adam,
your turn to press star 6
actually,
to
if you
unmute.
really look at it, when I had
Second,
pictures of him when he was
if you're
real
listening to
small,
this meeting
it was an
on
actual
on
heart.
another
I swear
device,
on everything. It's a black
please
heart.
turn down the volume on that device immediately when it
he
is
has
your
a
turn
diamond.
to speak. Between feedback and the
diamond
time
shape-
delay, it will
black
cause a
diamond
great deal
on
of
his
confusion
arm
if
that
you
you can't
continue to
see.
listen on your other devices.
And he's got that
Thank you.
perfect circle on his side. So it's kind of weird. It's like a deck of
All
cards
right.
or something.
Thank you very much. We are going to take general public comment now rather than waiting till the end of the meeting, only because there's just a handful of people who want to speak on general public comment. So as a
So
courtesy
whoever
to
said
them, we'll do that
before,
now. So
there
I'm
were
gonna
a
call
few of you. You guys
a number
were
of
right.
names, and as I call your name, please make your way to your left, that side of the chambers, and then the sergeants will be able to direct you up to the podium. Lucy Cruz, you don't need to speak in the order that I call you, but please go ahead and line up when I do call you so you're ready to speak. Lucy Caruso, Louis Sanford, Harriet Elliott, Leslie Cow, John Verdugo, J.L. Richardson, Barry Stein, Andrew Graebner, and Mike Greenspan.
There we go. So the under. Hold on. Let's see how many items there are. I think there's 3 items.
Ready?
At least.
Good morning. Which
Good
items would
morning.
you like to speak to?
38, which is women's veterans. I'm speaking for Renee Pittman Mitchell. She may be dead, as Robert Duncan may be dead. They're both dissidents, whistleblowers against the CIA. By the way, get on the good, get ahead of the crowd reading this guy, Quantum Supremacy. He says that the CIA is very interested in quantum mechanics. Do you know that a quantum computer is 1,000 times faster than a digital computer? I think most people don't know about quantum. Renee is I read 5 of her 6 books. She says she's a dissident. She's a military brat. She was born, and also she spent 10 years in the military. I don't know why she says that she has been our target all her life. I never understood why. Both these people are whistleblowers, and they both may be dead. Okay.
Who
Now
knows
can I
if-
Thank
speak
you.
on general public comment?
Yes, go right ahead.
Okay, the back of my shirt says, authorities said my son was in a gang. Impossible. Okay, and why do I say that? He died in 1992. This is he went at a party. He was shot, supposedly by a gang member. However, not one drug in him, not alcohol even. This is a party at 10:30 at night. Is that amazing or what? Another reason why I don't think he was in the gang, the parents wanted my son, they kidnapped him. They actually had me drive up there and bring my son early evening, and then I called me the next day to pick him up. Guess what? They wanted my son. They knew my son very well, okay? And they wanted my son to be their daughter's boyfriend, okay? This is a kid. Also, the homeroom teacher said, I have not one complaint about your son. I don't believe the story
homeroom teacher?
is being told to me.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good morning. If you could please remind
All
us
right,
of the
everybody.
name you signed up under and the items you would like to speak to.
My name is Leslie Cow. Item number is 24-0160-S5 for the address 200 North Dillon Street.
Okay, so you have 1 minute.
I'm just here to confirm the lien on the property. There was a public notice posted on the property. I live next door
Leslie
at
Cow.
3107 Council Street. The property has been quite a nuisance in the neighborhood for a number of years. I moved in 2 years ago, and so far there's been 2 fires at the location, trespassing, crime, multiple cases of littering and trash, and there's currently a homeless encampment set up at the property.
Sounds about right.
I currently don't feel safe next door, so I'm just here to, hopefully get the lien confirmed on the property.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Next speaker, please.
You can thank these people here because it's all their policy that's creating all of it and protecting all of them. The homeless
Good morning.
vultures
Good
that
morning.
are frightening
I'm
you,
very
man.
pleased to thank
Remember
you
that
for
when
your
you vote.
time. My name is Lucille, and it's just a general comment, and we heard all those stories about these second chance people, and maybe many of you
Under
remember
or over
me on the streets
21.
all over your Los Angeles.
Under or
Anyway,
over
I
21.
want to talk, I'll be real quick. I know you have a minute, and I want to talk about this here lemon stuff. I'm a seasonal worker in Los Angeles, and I bought this brand new car in Illinois. I'm going to be real quick. Suddenly, when I come to California, within 3 months, this thing turns into a lemon. And then I got scared. They said, you have to talk to this. I don't know why I have to talk to where you buy a car. It's where it happened. When I went back to Illinois, it's not a lemon anymore. So I think it's some environmental thing, whether it's the gasoline or something. And I was hoping that they could change laws that you go through your insurance company, because if it's a lemon, that's kind of like considered a wipeout, and they go figure out what's wrong with this here. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Ma'am, not all states
Thank
have
you.
the same
Next
lemon
speaker,
law, and
please.
that's why you're figuring that out now. All right, so you got your bets in. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak
All
to?
items and general comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
Where is the half the council? We have item 38. That's lighting up City Hall for Women's Veterans Week on March 25th, March 21st, 2024. It's a couple weeks ago. So you're paying that late. So when does the so what's going to be the penalty for that? Since you're paying it late, or does the city just allowed to pay everything late whenever they feel like it?
Yes.
Unlike the normal people. See, we have item 39, a motion from city staffer B for additional police money for overtime for cops in CD 12. The city's already in a massive deficit over the amount of money they're giving to the cops and the LAPD in general. So let's not give more money to them, and also just giving money to them in general is bad, whether there's a deficit or not, because the LAPD is violent and just exists to harass and assault people and kill people, especially black people and brown people and indigenous people and poor people, women, such. See, we have item 40, reward money for snitches from Harris Dawson. We have item 41, lighting up City Hall in November. So at least McCosker's doing it correctly. That's several months away, paying it in advance. Not the city's doing anything to help people with Alzheimer's or to help prevent Alzheimer's disease.
White people don't count, remember.
Let's see, we have
It's 2024.
lighting up
White
City
people don't
Hall
count.
from mid-March. We have a motion from Krikorian for a reception on May 7th in the Tom Bradley room. Paul, are you going to show up to that reception and endorse someone using your position as council president for city council like you've already done a couple times? Are you going to use that opportunity to do that? We're all curious. Let's see, we have a motion from Kevin De Leon on 44. No on anything Kevin De Leon introduces. We have... Let's see. We have a motion from Hernandez on 47 for reward money for snitches from the supposed abolitionist over there. This happened in 2008. So I mean, why haven't we seen any motions on some of the for reward money from you for reward money on some of the recent cases where the LAPD has shot a civilian? If we have any information on that. Let's see, we have more money for police funding from Padilla. No on that. Turning off the lights.
General
March
public
23rd. That apparently also costs $400. So yeah, seems like as usual, a lot of you aren't here, walking around. You should be paying attention to the public. Kevin, you need to go. You're going to lose badly. You got like 20% in the primary, 20% of the vote. And the vast majority of the people who did not vote for you in the primary are not going to vote for you in the runoff. You're going to lose badly. Isabel is going to just completely, she's going to get like 70-80% of the vote in the runoff. You're done. Paul, you need to resign from the council presidency since you're using your position to continuously campaign for Adrian Nazarian during council meetings, during using council office press releases. You're not allowed to use your position to campaign for candidates for elected office.
Next speaker, please.
Shout out to him. 34 for Andrew Graebner. A record 34 ums in 4 minutes.
Like to call Natty Casanova.
34
Selfa
ums
Morales,
in just 4 minutes, ladies and
again,
gentlemen.
Louis Sanford and Thomas Reese and Spindler.
And
Good morning.
Spindler.
Which items would you like to speak to?
All items and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items
record,
and 1 minute for
34.
general public
Well
comment.
over.
Please
Okay.
begin.
All right. Ho, ho, ho. Well, first of all, let me be the first one
Look
to
at his
say,
shirt.
Happy Passover, you scab rabbis. Now, I know we just had Easter, but I figure I'd
get to the agenda, please.
And anyway, let's talk about the naughty list, because we got 26 parties on the naughty list for a total of $407,000 of liens. And sorry, folks, it's not going to solve your budget problems. $407,000 will not solve a $400 million budget deficit. Now let's go look at other things. Liquor. Yes. Convenience. Now, Council District 11, another one. And Council District 2, well, that's council presidents, John and Vinny's. I've actually seen them over there on Fairfax, so it looks like they're having another unit. I'm glad we got off prohibition, and we're just getting liquor back. I didn't realize they're at every single corner. Now, those two rewards that we don't seem to get paid. Snitches get stitches. Well, the one that goes back to 2008, even with $75,000, you're not going to get anyone to come forward. They haven't been forthwith yet. So what makes you think it's going to happen now? The other one, just standard run-of-the-mill. It's not going to get paid. Snitches get stitches. John Walsh, you were right. Now, what else do we have? Oh, we are really spending today. It must be Christmas. At least for the police, it is Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Now, where's the money? That's the main question. I mean, do we have to do a Susie Orman thing out here? Can I afford it? I mean, you don't have to, because it can be put up in one word. No. If you're $400 million in debt, then how can you afford to go spending and have some Bloomingdale spending spree? I really don't get your logic. Obviously, the mayor got her advanced degree from USC and didn't have any math courses. Otherwise, she would know. We can't spend money we don't have. I just don't know how to explain it to people that we can't spend money we don't have. I guess in math you call them imaginary numbers. But where is the money? Maybe you could say wait till next year, next fiscal year, and some revenues might come in. I just don't get it, how you can be spending. I'm not saying these are bad programs. Even Unisys, which is well-intentioned, we don't have the money. So I just can't figure out why we keep spending when we don't have the money. Here are the gloves. Let's pick them off the money trees in Council Districts 3 and 5. Now, Steve Garvey made a remark on election night. He's won the first game of a doubleheader. And I thought to myself, I guess he's going to be splitting the doubleheader with Adam Schiff. There is no way on this earth Dorothy, you're not in Kansas anymore. And the Giant fans are going to get a second Christmas. It comes in November. They hate the Dodgers. If you think he's going to lose statewide, wait till you see the areas in the Bay Area, the San Francisco Giant fans, the opportunity to vote against the Dodger, who has two chances, slim and none. I mean, Schiff is not the greatest candidate on the planet, but how can I say how weak Garvey is? Beat Schiff, he can't beat his meat. I mean, It's just the fact that Katie Porter was just this bad cunt that couldn't run a campaign and had an incompetent staff that he's backed into it. He's going to lose.
Next speaker, please.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
That's what it's time for, ladies and gentlemen. And in this state, let's get Garvey in there. Make some changes. He's the father of our country anyways.
Good morning.
This is my
Good morning.
girlfriend?
If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you would like to speak to.
Jay Richardson, general public comments.
Okay, so you have 1 minute.
The subject is AIs. On many radio stations, especially religious, not many, at least one, is always mentioning the subject AI about every half hour. On the stock market, they sell a share of AI for 20 cents a share. I don't know where that is right now. Some magazine articles have thousands and thousands of words in regard to AIs, and after you read it, you say, what does that mean? AIs are wonderful inventions. They're wonderful. They're going to help us tremendously. But after you read it, you don't know what they're talking about. AIs. The labor unions haven't spoken on AIs, and the general public is fickle. You know where the general public is going on AIs. That's all.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
A learning computer.
Shout out to my girlfriend.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under.
Shout out to all the AIs out there.
Good morning. Louis Sanford, CD4, general comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Please begin.
Thank you. Tomorrow, a 70-year-old HCM closes in Studio City. Why? Because this council approved a CUP for the private Harvard Westlake School to destroy Weddington Golf and Tennis and build its own super school sports complex. Your vote last November also approves 4 years of demolition, disruption, and construction, and once finished, will produce increased traffic and noise and a stench Studio City will remember forever. Let's be clear, after Mr. Kokori and Ms. Rahman caved to the school's multi-million-dollar PR campaign, they made you complicit by rubber stamping the CUP. It's clearly private interest trumping public interest. The school's 900 students trumping Studio City's 40,000 residents. But there's still time if you're bold enough and brave enough to right this wrong and revoke the school's CUP. It's time, everybody, to once again represent the people.
Thank you.
Why don't they ever talk
Next
about the
speaker, please.
Lakers? I don't know. Maybe they're sick of goddamn LeBron, you know?
Good morning.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name that you signed up under
I don't
and the
know.
items
Can't
you would
tell
like
ya.
to speak to.
Thomas Reese,
Ain't the
item number
Jerry
8,
Buss years
general
no more.
comment.
There ain't Showtime
So you
Lakers.
have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public
Ain't
comment.
Shaq
Please begin.
Kobe Lakers.
I'm here today on property at 1154 West 67th Street that had a homeless encampment that was set up, and I was being fined by the Building and Safety for repairs and demolition. I went to the police department several times and put a trespassing sign, and the police department told me they could not remove them. Well, they wouldn't remove them until we tore the whole place down. And he said if we arrest them, they will come right back, and there's nothing they can do because of OR. And I'm being fined $33,000 from the Building and Safety for demolition and cleanup. And I would like some type of assistance with the council member or someone to help me with this, how to deal with it. The homeless encampment is gone now, but now I'm getting fined and a lien being put on the property of $33,000.
Shout out to the transients for fucking
And,
over a
sir,
hard-working
that's
man.
the property on East 97th Street?
67th Street, 1154 67th Street.
Okay. If you'd like to step to the side, I'll ask somebody from Council District 8 to have a chat with you. Next speaker, please.
Stinks, get off there.
Good morning.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name that you signed up under and the items you would like to speak to.
Good morning. This is my mom, Selfa Morales Flores. She's going to talk about item number 15, general public.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please
And,
begin.
and Ma'am, we have a translator, so she will he or she, I can't see who's over there, will translate for your mom.
Mrs. Flores.
Buenos días, mi nombre
Mrs.
es Elba
Flowers.
Morales.
Good morning, good morning, my name is Elba Morales. Señora, siga.
So sorry. She's basically trying to talk about there's a lien on her property, and she was trying to see if it could be forgiven. Also, with the penalty and fine that she was sent through the letter, and she's just asking for a little bit more time for her to, get any restorations that she needs for her property.
Okay, and can you tell me what the address of the property is?
The address for the property would be 443 East 97th Street, Los Angeles, California.
It's on the
Okay,
east side.
that is also in Council District 8.
Not current prices area?
Okay, well, maybe there's a mistake on my list. So that's the 9th District? We'll have somebody from either Council District 8 or Council District 9 meet you at the ropes to discuss that.
Thank you so much for your time.
So if you could just step over to this side. Thank you. Next speaker, please. Good morning.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you would like to speak to.
My name is John Dia Bravenel Verdugo, and I'm going to make a general comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Please begin.
I'm the executive director of the Israel Foundation. I'm also the chairman of the Los Angeles Sephardic Political Action Committee, and I'm an investigative reporter for U.S. Senate News. I'm here today to tell you guys about an officer that's down, that's injured, and that officer's name is Al Labrada. There was an LA Times report that basically clears his name and stated that there is no evidence that Al Labrada tracked anybody. And I'm here today to respectfully ask that you consider reappointing Mr. Labrada back to the Assistant Chief of Police. There was information that was withheld by LAPD investigators that basically absolved him from any kind of tracking. There is a confidential memo that's currently out there, and I think my time has run out. I want to thank the City Council for the work that they do. And if you could please take a look at that memorandum.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Next speaker, please.
Oh, your discretion is advised.
And I'd like
Your
to again
discretion
call
is advised.
Thomas Reese and Natty Casanova.
Yes, good morning there,
3 minutes
pumpkinhead.
for the items and 1 minute for general public
Yes,
comment.
all the
Please begin.
goddamn fucking items. Now, number 15, fuck the lien on number 15, 443 East 97. And it says CD8, but according to the bald head, it goes to the indicted one, current price. Is that right? That's correct. Yeah, so remember, Madam Clerk, do
course,
not
it's Grady's
blame
area.
Marchese for sleazy that he's not affiliated with. And then what else? We have a lot of liens here. We also would like to goddamn fuck number 13, CD8. Shame on Marchese Harris Dawson, known as Weezer 2.0 to the FBI. Shame on him. A $14,000 lien. It was a homeless encampment. And he wouldn't remove the homeless encampment. And then they blame the poor landowner for it. Fuck the city. Remove the homeless encampments when we call. Like, Unisys has a problem like this on Francis and Westmoreland. Don't we, Unisys? And I hope we're going to remove that soon. Yes, she nodded her head. And then we have other lanes. Nethia Ramen Noodle. Turning Paul Krikorian style. Let's give her a hand. Well done. Yes. Bought and paid for. A barcode on her skinny ass. Number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fucking 5 liens. Totaling hundreds of thousands of dollars. making Hugo Soto Stalin Martinez jealous. You got to catch up there, Hugo. Get moving on those liens now. Yeah.
Calls him Stalin.
We try to
That's
encourage good behavior here, people. And then, of course, Kevin's big fat fuck up is on the agenda. Yes, that's right. Which number? The last one? Yes, number 53. See, Unisys warned Kevin that he can't use LAPD. It's too expensive. Now, finally, he listens, and he's correcting it for rent-a-cops. He's going to use private security instead of LAPD sworn, saving our budget about $400,000. Let's give Unisys a hand. And let's give Kevin a hand as well for admitting his sins. Yes. Now, there's going to be a private party in the mayor's room. Fuck the private party. Fuck Paul Krikorian. And fuck everything that he does. Now, of course, what we have is 12 seconds. I wish we had time to fuck the rest of the agenda. Now we will go to general public comment tell everybody what assholes they are. Yes. And now we are waiting for a ruling by a court of law on a slap lawsuit. So tomorrow Unisys will have her committee. We demand the resignation of Larry Gross as the head of Animal Services. He attacks private speakers with
Larry
lawsuits
Gross.
that we don't like. And then, of course, a shout-out to the LSU women's basketball team. Today, me and Mr. Greenspan brought a Confederate flag, and we waved it while the Pledge of Allegiance is being held in honor of the women's LSU Southern basketball team. Hey. Yes. Thank you also to every toothless crack whore that lives in an RV in the South for pumping out those kids and turning them into little communists and prostitutes. Keep up the good work and fuck America. Thank you.
Next speaker, please.
Fucking A, dude. He's definitely going off his rocker now.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you would like to speak to.
Hi, Nati Casanova. I'd like to speak on all agenda items, please, and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
Okay. In relation to the items, agenda item 47, with the reward for information about this cold case, isn't there a better use of our taxpayer money?
Put it in the chat room. What do you think she votes for?
Of our taxpayer
Democrat
money
or
in general?
Republican?
I know we send a lot of money.
What do you think she is?
Fund the genocide happening right now in Palestine. Over 35,000 innocent Palestinians have been killed. Over 13,000 of them children.
That's really not on our agenda.
We could use that taxpayer money to help people here instead of funding, more violence or more, institutions that, oppress and systemically, oppress people here in LA. Why don't we use that money to fund healthcare, to fund more social services? A lot of people are facing housing issues with the 4% increase in rent. There are a record number of evictions happening right now.
Speaker, I can't tell which
Hopefully
item
you'll
you're on.
be
You're
on the
welcome to
street
speak to this
soon
during
enough. I'm
general
sure
public
you
comment
will.
if you'd like, but please speak to
As
the
long as
items
these
first.
government crumbs aren't
Okay.
enough for you.
My relation to that is that I believe that while this is, $75,000 offered as a reward to be, for information about this case.
Understood. So you've used your 1 minute on that item. Please move on to another item.
Okay.
Cry me a
I'll
river
move to
to the
general public
sea.
comment then.
Okay. You have 1 minute for general public comment.
Okay. It's not an issue of religion. It's not an issue of anything other than not wanting innocent people to be murdered.
Shout out to the Hamas
In
holes
Palestine,
like her.
there are people starving to death. Over 21 children have died of malnutrition. There is famine. This is human enforced famine. Just recently, 7 World Kitchen aid workers were targeted. Foreign volunteers helping to feed Palestinians. It was intentional. Enough is enough. It's time for LA City Council to join the many cities across this country in signing a ceasefire resolution demanding that there is a permanent and lasting ceasefire. Thank you.
Idiot moron. She thinks that they have a power to do anything.
Thank you.
You're an idiot
All right,
moron.
I've
Cry me a
called
river
all
to
of
the sea, lady.
Speakers who've signed up. I see no one else here wishing to speak, so let's go ahead and go next to callers on the phone.
Just cry me a river to the sea, baby. Come over here. I'll lick those liberal tears right off your fucking cheek.
First caller, which items would
Hi,
you
can
like to
you hear
speak
me?
on?
Yes, we
That's
can hear you.
Stacy.
Which items would you like to speak to?
Sounds like it.
We'll just say all items and
It
general
is her.
public comment, please.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin.
Okay, forgive me if I sound breathy. I'm walking.
Okay. Thank you,
So
Street Beats.
why don't we start with item 28? This is a liquor permit for John and Vinny's, which is a bougie-ass, mediocre as could be Italian restaurant that's going to open up in Studio City. John and Vinny's Corporation owns a lot of restaurants. They own John and Vinny's, Animal, Petit Trois, Twamek, Kismet. And the funny thing about them is that they were stealing tips from the host stand at Petit Trois for months and months and months on end. Tips we were promised that were put on orders that we facilitated at the host desk were taken out of our tip pool and put into a server tip pool of which we're not part. They were stolen from us. When this was brought to the attention of management, we were gaslit from multiple angles. And then after
I
they
see
got
it's
in
live
touch
on
with their
Fox
lawyers,
right
they
now.
gave us a mediocre payout saying that it was what we owed, but they wouldn't let us see any financials or documents proving that that is what they had stolen from us in the month, or at least month, it was taking place, because it was taking place since before I arrived. So I don't think you should be issuing liquor permits to companies that not only steal from their employees, but also leverage high service fees on their checks, indicate that they go to the staff. But then guess what? The restaurant also keeps that. And the only way servers get tipped at John and Vinny's establishments is if you add more onto the 18% they charge you. But again, the servers and people that money is supposed to go to aren't entitled to seeing any of this and knowing that the money collected is actually going to their wages. I know this because I worked for them, and you could ask me. My name is Stacy. I'm sure you know who I am. I'll move on to another item. 39 is police funding for CD12 to the tune of $80,000. We just had a lot of posturing and grandstanding a few minutes ago where y'all were saying, you know, prevention is more important. We need to support people so that they don't need a second chance, so that they're supported from the get-go. And then what do? You take money that you could be using for things like healthcare and education and housing, things that are known to prevent crime, and you give them to the police, which, according to data, doesn't prevent crime, doesn't stop crime, show up after crime happens, and also murders civilians with impunity. So what was all that talk, Imelda, Kevin, Monica, Ulysses, that we heard from you earlier about, you know, we need to be investing in prevention, but then you do that. And speaking of, we'll move to the reward funding motions. Again, if wishes were fishes, we'd all cast nets, but snitches get stitches.
General
and
public
this shit
comment?
does not fucking work. Okay, fine. Look at what happened to CD4. I can't believe it myself. Nippy, you clinched over 50%. It should have been somebody else. 'Cause Nippy, your own man, always runs scared. She refuses to confront me. She should be ashamed. Her conscience ain't there. Someday they'll see. She's only in it for money. Big shout out to Smoke and Scan, Damon, Brock Landers, all the Smoke and Scan fam, and a big fuck you to Nippy and a big fuck you to Kevin De Leon.
Shout out to Stacy for that. Yeah. Yeah. 19-time Grammy Award winner, Stacy Segar Bollinger. Guys, there's a live chase going
Next
on. So what I want to do actually is just stop
Caller,
this feed.
which items would you like to speak on?
Title it "Police Chase" and come right back
Yes,
in
this
10
is Jason.
seconds.
I'm a smoking scan viewer.
Shout out to Jason.
Good morning. Which items would you like to
Okay.
speak to?
Good morning, Pumpkinhead. Let me get all available items and get on public comment there, sir.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items. That's
Right,
items 1 through 29 and 38 through 53.
We can always go back
and 1
and
minute
watch
for general
this.
public comment.
Because there
Please
is a
begin with
chase
the
going
items.
on right
Sure,
now.
why not? Cool, good deal. And but if they ever want to, switch back, go back to something, I think maybe they should maybe go back to maybe a crime lady stealing cars. These kids are hot there. And,
All right,
focus
I'm gonna
cams could use
stop
a
it
few
right
more,
now, guys, and I'll come right back, okay?
A few more good,
And we'll watch this
shows
stuff on the
there.
replay.
So if y'all want to start jacking
Shout
a
out
few
to
cars
Jason.
there, if second 10 to work out.
All right, here